Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to catch Registeel using excellent throws. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So by now I'm sure most of you guys already know how to use the circle lock method, but just in case you don't, we're going to briefly go over that right now. The circle lock method is when you hold down the Pokeball to get it in a specific range, and once you get it to the range that you desire, in this case that is going to be the excellent range, do not touch the Pokeball until the attack animation starts. If you touch the Pokeball before the attack animation starts, this will reset the range, and that is definitely something that you're going to want to avoid doing. The idea is to start winding up the Pokeball as soon as the attack animation starts and release it during the middle of the animation, ultimately making contact right as the range reappears. This will ultimately prevent Registeel from double attacking, it'll save you more Pokeballs, and it'll ultimately get you more excellent throws in the long run. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on over to the throwing pattern for Registeel. As you guys can see on screen right now, Registeel is currently attacking, and that's when you're going to want to start winding up your Pokeball, and as soon as Registeel brings its arm back, similar to Ice's attack pattern, that's when you're going to want to release the Pokeball, ultimately making contact right as the range reappears. Now regarding how you want to throw at Registeel, watch how I start winding up the Pokeball and I throw it a little above the middle of the right side. Now it doesn't really matter how you wind up the Pokeball, you just want to aim for this specific spot when you're throwing at Registeel. And as you guys can see on screen right now, I make contact with the excellent range right as it reappears. And so that's basically what you're going to want to do, you just want to throw a little above the middle of the right side. If you have to pause the video at any point in time, feel free to do so. I know this is like a specific position, especially opposed to Ice where it was like pretty much close to the middle of the right side of the screen. It was a little bit easier to pick up on, but this one is a little bit higher, so you're gonna have to pay attention to where that spot is exactly. Throughout this video, I have plenty of examples throwing at Registeel, and if you pay attention closely, you see that I throw a little above the middle of the right side, but as long as I do that, the windup does not matter at the beginning. You just want to aim for that specific spot, and then you will ultimately make contact with the excellent range right as it reappears. Now the cool thing that is also similar to Ice is that Registeel actually has a pretty wide range for excellent throw, so you don't have to get it to the smallest little circle, you can actually get it to a decent size and still make contact with the excellent, which is really cool because you have a larger margin of error when landing that excellent throw. So you don't have to get it precisely the way that I'm throwing, you have a little bit of wiggle room here and there, and like I said, you basically just gotta follow it the way that I'm showing it on screen right now. You just start winding up, you throw it a little bit above the middle of the right side as soon as Registeel starts bringing its arm back, and ultimately you will make contact with the excellent range right as it reappears. So feel free to watch this video as many times as you need to. I've included lots of different examples of me throwing at Registeel so you guys can get a good idea of where you need to throw exactly. And the nice thing about the Regis is that they don't actually move around like some of the other legendary raid bosses, so for the most part, consistency is very easy to master on these specific legendary raid bosses just because they're in one spot the entire time. So when you first start practicing on them, it becomes very easy to master the excellent throws consistently because they're not actually moving around, they're not moving right to left, or they're not moving up and down, they're not flying in the air, etc., right? And so you basically just have to understand the attack animation and when to throw and where to throw, and you can pretty much get excellent throws every single time, like I've demonstrated in this video. And that's basically all there is to it, guys, so with that being said, let's go ahead and go over the throwing pattern one more time before ending off the video. As you guys can see on screen right now, I am currently setting up the range for Registeel, and as soon as I get it to that excellent range, I do not touch the Pokeball until Registeel starts attacking, at which point I start winding up the Pokeball and I throw it a little above the middle of the right side, ultimately making contact right as the excellent range reappears. Ultimately, this will help increase your catch rate on Registeel, and it'll hopefully get you your Pokedex entry for the most part, because I know not that many people are into Registeel right now, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same situation for Regirock given their current stance in the meta right now. But if Niantic ever allows us to drop legendaries in gyms, the Regis are going to be the best gym defenders ever, guys. So these are definitely something you're going to want to at least get a couple of, I mean at least one, right, for your Pokedex entry. And so for the most part, you know, especially right now, most people are trying to get their Registeel, which means right now is the best time for you to add Registeel to your Pokedex, considering that so many people are trying to add it right now as well. Over the next couple of weeks, you're probably not going to have that many people going out for Registeel raids, and so definitely getting the excellent throws down early on will help you lock down a Pokedex entry at the very least, and you don't have to worry about it for like the next 3 weeks, which is pretty good for the most part. Like I said, guys, the key is consistency. You want to make sure you're getting these excellent throws every single time, and I'm 100% positive that you will catch a Registeel, at least one, for your Pokedex entry. And so with that being said, I really do hope that you guys found this video helpful and informative. If you did, feel free to hit that like button down below. As always, I'd really appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more Pokemon Go content, including a Regirock throwing tutorial as soon as it launches, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future videos. And I will see you all real soon in the next one. Take care.